But in this developers versus lowly players match, let me introduce. We're gonna go around the horn, starting with your developers. I'm not sure if every single one of them is a developer, but at least the first at least 5 or 6 of them. And you guys can fill me in the chat. We have Pitak in the blue, the Cortex Commander. Typhian, who is responsible for putting out all of the fires and maintaining the hamster that powers all of the servers, and is currently abandoning his post in order to stress test them. And in the River Kevin, named after the first player I saw control it when I was just starting out, Jazz Cash. We have in the lime color, the Cortex Commander Firestorm. And then, well, and then the guy in teal, the P2004A. You're not supposed to enter your password for your username. In the purple, with the triple tick Armada opener, was the Cruise. Apparently everyone but him. And then to Flow. Wait, no, there's more. But wait, there's more. We keep going. As well as Beherith. Beherith. I don't know. It feels unsatisfying. I will say it's Big B. On the other side, challenging them, who spend all their time sweating it out in the game as opposed to helping improve it. Though some of them would argue by stomping on all those noobs, they are doing just that. Someone who truly embodies the RTS mindset. The Armada Commander in the orange. Grumpy. The #1 player in all of Beyond All Reason. Currently, in team games. Ranked 50, which is the highest rank I've ever seen. I'm not even sure it goes higher than that. It's Clyrit, going Hoovers, which is oftentimes considered a troll strategy, except on this map, though we will see. The champion of the most recent Beyond All Reason tournament, Mighty Sheep. And then, of course, the never imitated, mostly for parental control reasons, and very unique, Mom's Boy Toy in the magenta. And then Rippled and Wave are, what kind of salmon? I usually call it salmon color, but not in the water, but instead the pumpkin player, Seton. I don't know. That apparently Seton's clutch. Seton's clutch. I'm really struggling with the pronunciation. I'm making it up as I go along. Wait, where's your commander? Zuck. I believe the Z clan is one of them, as well as the Te clan. I've seen a few of those around. And of course, last but not least, it is not a friend, it is enemy. So, we are on 8 horses. One of the most dynamic maps. Between the river, potentially splitting off a couple of the players to the north, and contested. The ground efforts. There are some small pools as well, which we've seen players use for seaplanes in the past. But it is a lane-based map, which means most of the players will be headed towards the front, whatever that might look like, as leaving any space in the line will create some vulnerability, like we see potentially with P2004 over here. But let's see, anything to note besides Clyrit going with the hovercraft start, which is definitely unique. we have Mighty Sheep and Zacruz. Gonna duel it out. Meeting in the very center. Mom's boy toy has managed to gain a whole lot of ground. P2004 is the random dude on the team who clearly is all maybe one of the devs is his dad or something. I don't. All right, Zuck Zuck walking through the water. Of course, the commanders are able to. They're heavy enough and waterproof, believe it or not. This is a true comment. Mom's boy toy, well known for playing strategies that are considered less than standard, with mixed responses. But instead, he's decided to do a very standard, just opening up with infantry and a bunch of pawns while holding the front line. Very serious game here, as we've never seen this much raiding clustered in one place. That might be true, actually. Mighty Sheep pushing back Zacruz with some help of Grumpy's pawns here. Meanwhile, the thugs, the Cortex thugs, with their plasma shots, quite nice for pounding down those early defenses. The thug life is one that many players embrace and can pay off. Right on the edge of that commander health, but diving in, Mom's boy toy. The flow de-gunning everything in front, landing more and more shots with the thugs. Getting the pawns out in front in the flow. Going to live for now. But so many pawns going down. Retreating back to the light laser turrets, but a whole lot of ground has been gained for the plebs. The developers forced to retreat. For now. One way or another, they will find vengeance. Kinda dead up north, Zuck Zuck has been overrun by Patak. And meanwhile, on the water, in the river, the Jazz Cash has claimed some form of naval superiority, which allows him to cut off some of the reinforcements coming across the shallows. But here's Seaton, battling some of the Pounder tanks as well. Meanwhile, the Mighty Sheep and Clyrit, it isn't unlikely the Flow decides to detonate his commander, guaranteeing his team will get much of that metal, as opposed to sacrificing it in a futile trade. Which probably wouldn't be a trade, it'd probably just die. Which is not ideal. Clyrit, though. Mighty Sheep and Clyrit, side by side, is a lot to handle here. As they have pushed already 2/3 of the way through the map and show no signs of stopping. Barrett trying to slow him down, grabbing some of that metal, but Clyrit's already here. He wants it. It's, well, most of it has been reclaimed, but Clyrit eating some of those light laser turret shots. The light laser turrets have a bonus against the commanders to stop them from just walking up and murdering everything. We're going to take a tactical pause. Seaton to the north. The developers have tactfully disconnected him from the server. It would have been too obvious if they had gone for Clyrit, so they go for a player on the river, but will potentially pay off in dividends if they're able to claim the river and isolate those players in the top left. And so you can actually issue commands and queue things up during the pause, which, especially in the late game, is quite convenient and a very interesting thing. So this tactical pause, I'm sure, is going to be very dramatic for the developers, as Mighty Sheep and Clyrit have pushed all the way through. Clyrit decided to, he swore off, he built a few hovercraft to start, but then he settled down and now has the thugs. Yeah, it's not going particularly great for the devs right now. The only thing they really got going for them is a relatively loose grip on the river from Jazz Cash and Patek. has claimed most of the islands to the north and their valuable metals. Looks like they're just going to take they're deciding on a fair way, I think. We have thugs, he has nothing. Clyra understands that victory is not far off. Microing the repair onto his thugs from the commander, standing just a few steps back from the very front line. Pawns diving on Mighty Sheep isn't enough! Yes. Now that changes things, but how much? Well, they're just gonna get... Unfortunately for Zacruz, he's not gonna be able to take advantage of it, as already enough res bots there in order to claim that juicy metal. Well, maybe not juicy, but metaphorically juicy. In fact, probably not juicy at all in the normal sense of the term. But it's really... Juicy is a state of mind. A state of matter, even. Vareth trying to get into D-gun range. Or... Oh no, Zacruz! Will be killed in turn. Mom's boy toy swings down. Plenty of space. And unfortunately, the developers pushed all the way back. Will Patak and Jazz Cash be able to make up for the ground lost to Clyrit? He may not have a juggernaut, but he surely embodies one, as he's just punched his way through the entire lane. But wait! Seaplanes! It looks like Typhon managed to get some seaplanes from the north side and is eviscerating Mom's Boy Toys economy. And, oh, those seaplanes doing surprisingly, they do a lot of damage. Are quite tanky as well. Only 200, like, they are one of the strongest, if not the strongest, tier 1 gunship. GG, it's over, says Mighty Sheep. They ping the seaplanes. Has Typhon's seaplane gambit turned the tide as he completely eviscerated the economy of two of the frontline players. Meanwhile, Patek, you know, out of nowhere, well, out of the seaplane hangar. Actually, I'm not sure. Where did they get him from? The seaplane platform. Well, close enough. Typhon understanding. Oh, wow. Really cool sound on him as well. I like the little laser. Pew, pew, pew. Well, Clyrit still has his economy for now. And he's pushed all the way to the south. Grumpy's built some hounds. I'm not sure that... Well, he built 5 anti-air turrets, so... Clyrit has been isolated. Him and Grumpy to the south. Mom's boy toy is stuck in the center of the map. The game just got a lot more interesting. As Typhon has undercut almost everything. Patak has held onto the islands, and they can swing down from the north, but still a significant effort. And now we gotta actually watch the commander count as well. Because remember, technically, to win a game of Beyond All Reason, you must destroy all your opponent's commanders. Right now, it's 5-4. Wait, I'm not sure. Wait, 5 for the devs, 4 for the plebs. Of course, one of those is Clyrit here, who's done a great job of using his commander on the front line without ever being vulnerable. Win fast, says Zuck Zuck, as the north is about to fall. Patak moving forward, reclaiming some of those medium tanks, the stouts on the high ground. A few artillery fiends running across. for both sides. Pirate running the feeds in as well as the grunts to tank some damage and make use of that flank. A few Centurions, which are actually hold their own against fiends and grunts. They are quite good against them. I'm always surprised at how good they are against even tier 2 infantry. But they are very slow. They lumber along, quite vulnerable to getting outflanked, which it looks like Grumpy's gonna try to do. The sprinters head north. Wrong. Trying to use the fancy cams. Clyrit! Clyrit goes down! A dramatic display. Oh, the sprinters running by. Most of them getting reclaimed. Waiting fast, they said, and, well, they're making their best effort. But is it going to be enough? Clyrit still able to push through. He's rebuilt some of his economy out on the field. And actually a great game. Like, this is one of the most actual base trades I've seen. As clearly there is a stronger front for both sides. Clyrit manages to get one Twitcher out to reclaim some of that metal, but most of it is going to go to the developers. The river has been almost entirely blockaded by the devs. Jazz Cash has managed to clear out any remnants, and the north will be entirely in their hands. But Clyrit continues. Well, he's been pushed back. He did not successfully eliminate either Bareth's base or the flow. And we gotta remember, P2004 is also here. Mom's Boy Toy is still intact, as is Rippled and Wave, but there are only 2 commanders. Those are the only 2 commanders. Here come the seaplanes, though. Limited anti-air at the front. Typhon comes in. Not too many of them, but maybe enough for a repair on the missile launcher. And at the last, he's targeting the construction turrets, which will help out in the longer run. He does save the missile launcher there. But at what cost? And with the momentum shattered of that initial push, we look at the economies and we see almost double, 5.4 to 3 in energy income and over double in metal. A lot of that from the reclaim. Is this actually devs versus plebs? It is the devs. And if you consider a tournament champion and the highest ranked player of the game, plebs, then yes. Well, plebs in comparison to the heroes that are the devs. And Typhon, the server whisperer, now switching to the seaplanes have been the real MVPs. They might be the flashy part of the game, but you gotta give some credit. Bareth and Zakruz combining to hold Clyrit. What happened there? I believe there may be a fiend or two, but... Rippled and Wave. You don't want to lose your commander to... This is half of the remaining commanders. He's trying to D-gun. 14%. 7%. 0. Wait, what? And then there was one. The final commander is owned by Mom's Boy Toy, who cloaks and stands still to not drain that extra energy. The ping came out. It's down to 1. Still 4 commanders, a comfortable number for the devs. I don't know if there are any that can be rezzed, but the river has been claimed. That commander is not in a particularly... Let's see. Let's go to the... Let's see if there's any radar vision. Radar does not spot it. Okay. So if they had identified the commander and it showed up on radar, well, it might already be over. Thing is, now that Clyret and Grumpy are stalled, it's just a matter of time until they find the boy toy and eliminate him. Unless something desperate. Thank you, Zero, for the raid. Have a great night. Clyret sending energy to Grumpy. But what was once a inexorable push forward has ground into a stalemate. He's built the bed bug. I misclicked the bed bug go out. You think he did it on purpose? I've seen some people saying it's actually very good. But I mean, it does 10,000 damage if it lands, so. But if it explodes near your unit, then it also does. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you don't want it. Pretty good. They found him. Wait, no. A single fiend wandering through. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize for alarming everyone, but it did. I'm pretty sure he was revealed for a moment. I think the commander's on hold fire. Yes. Commander's on hold fire to not give away his position. The seaplanes are hunting, though. Rarely is there a real game where... Oh, you're gonna want a cloak! Cloak! Rarely is there an actual game that comes down to the last commander where players haven't already left. There is still a small hope that Clyret and Grumpy break through, but I think that hope is fading quickly. Well, the Shurikens... Wow, the pacifist army. The Shurikens are stunning, and then the Resbots are reclaiming the units before they can react. Oh my. Well, the Shurikens are holding. He's gonna move. Mom's boy toy barely has enough energy to maintain movement while cloaked. There's just not enough down there. The Shurikens. Oh no, I think they spotted him. He's not cloaked right now. The push is not making it. The devs have claimed most of the map. Wait a second. Wait, where'd it go? I don't see him. Is he right there? I'm not on the vision. Oh. How is he cloaked from my view? Well, either way. Well, the commander may live. The developers off the Typhon's seaplanes, as well as the strong control of the islands and the river. So the combined arms, while the actual arms and the carry capacity of Clyret and Grumpy may be very high, the combined arms of the North instead are the decider. They're still pushing through. Clyret with double the damage of anyone else on the team. We are at this point. This is the hiding your buildings in a corner phase of the game. It has moved to that at this stage. Thank you, Grimdy, for the raid as well. It appears the devs, honestly, it really looked like the plebs would push through. But the developers gonna get a nice boost to their own ranks as well. Oh my. I mean, they could kill every building on the map and still maybe not find him. Hover start wasn't the play. So Clyrant did go hovers and then quickly switched into the bot lap, but even that extra minute or two might have made the difference. Now the question is, will he... Okay, they resigned. Will he actually wait till every building dies? But Typhon comes in. Typhi, I don't know how to pronounce that. Typhian? Tefian. Teifian. Teifion. Yeah, well, up until really it started running away with it. Look at that resource that... Now this is the real struggle here. The energy production. Almost even. Of course, it's a matter of scale, I guess, but... What a game.